Hello peeps, Stronger here. Starmade from the Star Squadron server and such. And I wanted to show you some new things that I have been doing here on the station. And I got a little surprise for you. That's coming up. Okay, first stuff first. I emptied a little bit of the inventory here because we needed more space, and that's our surprise, and we'll get to that later. For example, here I did all the terrain and flora stuff, so it has its own chest now. More changes to come. You see that? So now we have a solid production of Warpgate modules, which I intend to use as soon as the other guys agreed on a size for the Warpgate modules. The thing is, I have not really a clue where to put it. These runways will go a little further here, so I could not put it on either of those ends, because here stuff's coming in, here stuff's getting out. So I also didn't want to extend the station in that direction. So I'm wondering if we probably should do another station for the Warpgate. If I should eventually put it below. Because up is not so... the upper thing is kind of, in my mind, reserved for... there will be the botanics, and there will be the farms and stuff like that. And the hostel, and all the living quarters stuff. But below here, below the the whole hangar section here, well, we have a maintenance deck below the runway, we have a maintenance deck above the runway. Maybe we skip on the one above because we have this docking thing here. Anyway, we will have maintenance thingies here, but below I could imagine, like, yeah, that would be an option. Or we would really have to get far out and build it there. But right now it's like if I place a block out there somewhere, then this will extend the bounding box of the station to also include this block. Now, if I would fly with the scimitar into the bounding box, just into the bounding box, without anything near the ship which is traveling in the thing, Starmade would then check for every docked entity if it would eventually collide with every other docked entity on the station, which causes ships like the scimitar and other stuff which are trying to dock here to cause real lag, like real lag. So we are not going to. I'm not that fond of extending the station's dimensions too much. But yeah, you guys let me know. I mean, it also depends on size. I mean, if it's just a small warp gate, then we could easily fit it like pretty much everywhere, right? But if it is something bigger, we might have, we might be running into issues. For example, if we would agree on something like from here to that, this size, I could easily put that here on the directly next to the shipyard, and let the runway run below and basically have it here so people could come out here and start docking. Maybe extending the docking thing, swing that thing around here and add a few more of those USB dockers. I don't know, you let me know in the comments. I just wanted to give you a little overview. Next, I was doing a bit more stuff. Yeah, more storage because we always need storage. So added this one. Next thing, I'm pretty pleased with the salvager we built last episode. There it is in its full beauty, right? The airlock turned out pretty well. Tutorial about that's coming up soonish. And now I'm wondering if we should scrap that one. Not because we would need parts too much, more because it would free one of the base. On the other hand, we don't have much to be landing on here yet. So yeah, just thinking about it, you let me know in the comments. How about I show you what surprise my engineers had for me this morning. I've been talking all the time about us being in we have to defend and we have to bring up more, fortify our position and such. There we go. Now you might be wondering, what of an ugly piece of ship is that? That is kind of true. I mean, I see where you're coming from. Let me just hop in there. So, let's get you guys a view on that thing. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what my engineers came up with as a solution for countering threats thrown at us. Now let me quickly show you what this baby got. So we got a radar jammer. We activate cloaking. We activate the overdrive. And if we would want, we could also still activate the jump inhibitor, and we can still fly this thing no problem. It has not the most drastic stress to mass ratio like 2.0, but it gets job done, like gets places pretty quickly. This thing has a big scanner which uncovers me as well. So yeah, cloak ship. Let's see if we can dock this baby. I didn't prepare that. Yeah, maybe we will have to take care of that later. So, let me show you around interior-wise. Basically, yeah, transporter here. It has, can transport people, benches for troop transport. Basically a Black Ops or Recon unit. It has guns like fighter strong guns things. Oh yeah, faction is set. That's awesome. Has missiles on board. Has AMCs, and has these torpedoes which can be launched on the inner ship remotes there or here. The scanner charges automatically. Yeah, you know the thing. The idea of my engineers was to basically create a first strike weapon with the torpedoes on board. I am not sure how strong they actually are. Out of character speaking, we are still considering how strong we want to set them. Like, I mean, they are laughably, irrelevant in the game's default settings. So I had a little clip prepared for decision helping where I set the values to something different. Let's see if the guys would agree on these settings being more realistic. We'll see. So guys, look what we have here. This is the remains of some weapon testing which cost me all my torpedoes, but it was a good one because Nathan came over, mainly because of another, thing, but he then took the time to actually go with me through the, what could possibly happen, yada yada. I'm really grateful for that. So, yeah, if you guys don't know Nathan, he is basically owner of the server, so he has to make sure everything works as intended and nothing gets out of control. So I'm really appreciating him taking the time to go with me over the numbers I suggested. I can't talk today, man. Yo, guys, do me a favor and leave him a comment on his next episode, like just saying thanks from the record for the weapons testing, you know, for the torpedo weapons testing, yada yada yada. That would be awesome. Anyway, we are going to salvage the thing soonish, just because it's leftovers, why not use it? And we adjusted the damage to not exactly what I proposed, a little bit less, half of it actually, but still strong enough so the torpedoes actually kill themselves as well, because as you might have seen in the clip, per default they are just smashing like this block and maybe that block, not even sure. So we made sure they're now bringing themselves down to under 50% health, so they actually overheat, which basically happens when you set the value to about 50k. So yeah, that's cool with me. I mean, the thing is, I mean, it's a weapon that you can use once. All the parts are then gone, and this weapon actually has to hit a target in order to cause the explosion. So any moving targets should pretty much be safe because they can only go in a straight line. Nathan was here and said, yeah, that should fit, like, let them have 50k, that's cool. Now, what I did as well, because we are going to need them again and again, I set up this push module and factory thing, and we are soon going to make more changes, or actually building this whole military thing here. I mean, we will have to have, a radar control room of our own. We will have to have a mini shipyard to reproduce basically torpedoes one after the other, stuff like that. These are my plans for the near future. For all those of you not knowing the series yet, basically the Star Squadron server is divided into two factions by now. The Free Worlds Commonwealth, which includes Nathan, Gmodison, Grace-Nelly, and me. We are basically the good guys. And then there's also the crazy people, which are Chase Machine, and Some Guy, Evil Giraffe, Fuse MC, those guys. We used to be friends, but they are acting strange lately and talking about something like protecting their Larimar, yada yada yada. I mean, no one of us was ever over there, you know, stealing anything, but they thought they would have to forge an alliance to... I don't know. Well, the thing is, the capital planet was blown up by a since now unknown force. They took that as... you know, for some reason they now want to protect the Larimar. It doesn't make sense to me either, so don't ask me about it. Tensions are rising, and I guess with a first strike weapon like that one, we are bringing some real threat to the table. Eventually, hopefully not, but eventually uprising conflict, you have to be relentless. So hopefully we are able to figure out what's going on with the guys before, you know, stuff gets out of control. But right now, I think it is not ill-advised to prepare for pretty much everything. So, yeah. Still, we need to build stronger defenses, and I have something in my plans already on how to do that. Now, before I end the video, I'd like to get to the comment of the week, which this week comes from Nexus Dog, and he says, I'd quite like to see a slow sweep beauty shot of ships once they're created to get a good look at them. Perhaps you could include that at the end of an episode as a wrap up. Let's do that quickly. And I actually really like this comment because I had, again, a few really good ones to pick from, but I really like this one because it gave me a suggestion of how to improve. So, yeah, why not, you know, taking the suggestion and letting you guys have a nice look on stuff. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Please leave a like if you liked it, and see you guys next time. Bye, guys.